All right, good morning. You are tuned into 1100 WSGI, and this is Lee Marie with The Go Show, your source for information, inspiration, and always a few dates to add to your calendar. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much. We are so grateful. We have so many blessings. We thank you for today. Thank you for waking each and every one of us up. Thank you for having a special purpose for each and every person that's listening right now. Please guide our steps. May everything we do and say glorify you. We love you. We praise you. We need you. We surrender to you. Take the show where you want it to go. In the mighty and matchless name of our Lord and Savior Jesus. Amen. All right. Good morning, y'all. It is almost August. Let's see. What is the date? I think today is the 29th. It is July 29th. Where did July go? I don't know. Anyways, there's so much going on. And so I'm so excited to tell you about everything. I want to start off by just saying that thank you, Miss Linda, for always helping me off camera. She is an amazing production assistant, and we could not do the show without her. Totally appreciative of Linda. Um, I'm going to kind of go chronological because so much is starting with the month of August. And so today's Wednesday, of course. There's so many great midweeks going out. If you're not involved with a midweek service yet, I just highly recommend. There's I forget who I was talking to the other day. I think it was Miss Bernie and we were just saying how like there are so many amazing churches in Robertson County. If you don't have a church family yet, or at least one church family yet, get plugged in because there is nothing like your church families. And I love all my church families. Anyways, so yes, today's Wednesday, midweeks are on. Check out something. Now, also tomorrow is Thursday, which means Stephen's class. Now, don't think it's just stretching because it is really so much more. It's learning breathing techniques so that you will actually get your body to be more efficient and get you to the point um, where you can even burn fat while you're sleeping, while you're in the car. Um, and so I just really tell you that I really highly recommend that that class. Linda, can you shut the door? Okay. Sorry, we're getting some noise out in the lobby, which I can't concentrate when that happens. So I just got to get the door shut. Okay. Thank you very much. Those of you that do on-air stuff, you understand that even if there's like the smallest noise out there, it's like "Doot," that's all you focus on, and then you just completely don't know what you're talking about. Not that I know what I'm talking about, but I usually do. Anyway, Stephen's class, I want to tell you about it because we've been having some people that have having great success with it. It is right now, it's on Thursday morning. So until the colleges go back in, he will be doing that from 9:30 to 10 on Thursdays. And like I said, it's not just stretching like you're like, oh, I stretch. He's taken things from a whole bunch of different disciplines, put them into one, and it's amazing because like I said, you will learn how to even just sit in the car when you're driving in the car, learn some breathing techniques that will engage your muscles of your body so that you will actually burn fat and your body will be more efficient. Just in the regular day, it'll be more efficient when you sleep. And I mean, does it get any better than that? Like burning fat while you sleep. So Stephen's class, I highly recommend it. It is from 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Thursdays right now. It will be changing a time in the near future, but for right now, in the next few Thursdays anyways, that is when it's going to be. So take advantage of that if you have that time slot open, because when he moves the time slot, you might not have that open. So get in there, check it out, learn some of these techniques that you can start implementing right away. Okay, so after that, his class ends at 9:30, 10. His class ends at 10, and then absolute beginner line dance class comes at 10:15. And this has been great. It's been so much fun getting to teach beginners because, I've been teaching line dance in town for like, I don't know, probably over 2 years now. So we have some people that know quite a few dances. And so it can be intimidating for beginners. And so we're doing an absolute beginner class 10:15 to 10:45 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's right before the 11 o'clock intermediate class. So again, those classes are at Well in the Square, 600 South Main Street. You go inside Crossroads and go to the back ballroom and go down the stairs, and that is where you can find line dance as well as stretching. And so 10:15 is beginner, 11 o'clock is intermediate and above line dance, 11 to 11:30. And all these classes are $10, or you can get a 12 class punch card for 99. You can use them on either stretching or line dance, anything that is a $10 class. And so that is also at Well in the Square. So I hope you guys will take advantage because, again, it's real. Move it or lose it. We're really seeing that in so many areas, right, of our health. And one thing that I didn't realize is, yeah, our vitamin, like you could be taking the greatest supplements and stuff, but if your muscles can't, if you're not stretching your muscles and such, a lot of these supplements can't even get in. So you want to make sure you are not just sitting. And so many of us are sitting too long with our phone in our hand or a tablet in our hand or a TV remote in our hand, whatever it is. And we were not meant to do that. We were not built to do that. So if you're wondering why you've got different crazy pains, it could just be because you've been sitting too much, right? So get on out. We're giving you lots of chances to get active and get out and about. So I hope you guys will take advantage of that. So that is it for tomorrow night. No, Thursday night. Is that tomorrow night? Yeah, it is. Tomorrow night is my last Thursday 6 p.m. class. And so that is still an all levels line dance class. So based on whoever shows up is what I teach. So that is from 6 to 6:30 tomorrow night. And again, if that's a good time for you, better show up because that is going to be changing because we're so excited. But we now are going to have, for the very first time ever, a level 2 sign language class at Well in the Square. So super excited about that. Alana Fan is doing such an amazing job of just, building this whole deaf awareness community in Springfield. And yes, she teaches a lot about deaf culture. And we learned that, a lot of people were saying hearing impaired because they thought that was like the, politically correct way to say it or, the sensitive way to say it. But actually she said, no, she said it's not because impaired sounds like you're missing something, right? And some people are just born deaf. So they're just deaf. And so deaf people actually prefer to just be called deaf instead of hearing impaired. I didn't know that. That's one thing that I learned in her class. And so she's been with the deaf community for a long time now because that was what she graduated and got her bachelor's in. She's also been the official interpreter at the Robertson County School District and so she is now doing ASL level 2. It's going to be starting up August 6th. So it's 4 Thursdays in August from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's level 2. And it is $69 for, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. $69 for the whole series. Now, people want to know, is she going to teach a level 1 as well? She is. And as a matter of fact, she's going to be teaching it on Thursdays at 3:30. So level 1 will be at 3:30. Level 2 will be at 6. Now, level 1 is $59. Level 2 is $69. If you want to take both, like some people, they're like, yeah, I am level 2, but I want to just get some extra practice with my basics, or I want to, have more friends that I can sign with, or just more experience, whatever that is. You can take both. It's $99 if you want to take both. So it's a great deal for a 7-week class. That is really, really great, especially being an in-person class. I know some people do Zooms, but this is really exciting to have an in-person ASL 1 and ASL 2 right here in Springfield. So Alana Fan, I want to shout out to you and just say you are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much for bringing ASL to Robertson County and to Springfield. So get signed up for that as soon as possible. For any classes at the Well, you can go inside Crossroads Bookstore, and it's great because they have wonderful hours. They are open Monday through Friday from 10 to 6. And then on Saturday, they're open 10 to 3. So really great hours to be able to go in, and Nancy can sign you up and answer questions. A lot of the flyers about the things I'm talking about, they are on the walls inside Crossroads, and then they're also on a big bulletin board stored outside the well in the square. So you can, if you miss any part of this, you can always do that. Also, you can all go to the Well in the Square Facebook page because I do list a lot of the classes there. So sometimes you got to scroll a little bit because sometimes I'll find something really cool that's not classes related, and I will go ahead and share that. So make sure that you're kind of scrolling around on there. But it is 8:15, and I want to mention one of my favorite sponsors right now because we could not do this show without them, and that is Ridgetop Mower of Springfield. Y'all know you're like mowing every 5 days? Oh my gosh. I was talking to somebody, I'm like, I think winter's my favorite month because we don't have to mow. Anyways, you want to get out to Ridgetop Mower of Springfield if you have any mower needs at all as far as, oil changes or fixing them, sharpening the blades. Again, take care of your mower and it'll take care of you, unless you just want to keep buying new mowers, and that's fine too. But I'd go out to Ridgetop and, make sure you're getting some good maintenance on your mower. They are located at 1101 Matthew Street in Springfield. I know you guys know where it is. It's right off of Central, sandwiched in between Ace and Baldwin. So you can find it very easily there. His hours are usually, I think, 8 to 5 on weekdays, and I think 8 to noon on Saturdays. But give him a call and ask him. His number is 615-855-0044. Again, that is 615-855-0044. Make sure you tell him Lee Marie sent you, especially if you want 10% off, because I think he's still doing 10% off parts and labor if you tell him that Lee Marie sent you. So that is a pretty darn good deal. Also, if you have stuff you want picked up that's in your yard, maybe like some old mowers or stuff that you don't even know if it works or not, Gary, a lot of times will pick that stuff up for free. And how great is that? Also, in your yard will look beautiful. All right. One other group I want to mention, and that is our UPS group. They are the UPS store. They are at 513 Memorial Boulevard. I know you guys know where they are, but they are just so amazing, so friendly, and so helpful. Make sure you get out to them. Tell them you heard about it on Lee Marie Go Show. And if you go to the UPS store 4297 on Facebook, you can keep up with all of their current promotions. And so I highly recommend doing that. Like right now, they are having a customer appreciation giveaway. And so if you want to hear more about those details, you can go ahead and go on that Facebook page and see, because they have some giveaways that if you post pictures of how they've helped you and such, you could actually win a gift card. So I'm pretty sure that is still going on, because I think it only started July 22nd. So, but they do notary, they do blueprints, all types of things, of course, announcements, wedding invitations. They do quite a bit over there. So make sure you check in and see everything that they're doing, and make sure you got those flyers, because those flyers, supposedly, they don't expire. So that's a great deal too, because just start collecting those. Also at Well in the Square, I told you that we are starting those ASL 1 and 2, but we are also starting clogging classes for the very first time. Yes, people have been asking for clogging, and we finally have a beginner class that is going to be starting. Now, this is a 5-week series. And Elizabeth Clark is going to be doing it. And she, in case you don't follow who she is a champion. She's got titles as far as clogging and buck dancing, and also the team that she's on, Tennessee Rhythm, recently was named Square Dance Team of Tennessee. They won that position just this past month. So Elizabeth is the one you're going to want to learn with. And so this is going to be on Monday nights in August. Starts this coming Monday. It's a 5-week series. It is only $99. Ages 11 and up. You don't need any experience, and you don't need any special shoes. Some people say, well, do I need clicky clacky shoes or something? No. Just show up. Maybe you have some tennis shoes that are kind of worn out on the bottom or something. Those would be fine. Get into clogging. Get your friends into clogging. This is something that, again, so good for your immune system to be doing this. So, if you have any questions, you can certainly text 714-925-2689, or you can stop in Crossroads and get registered. So, great activity for families, you know. I mean, Monday night at 6, there's not a lot of things to compete with that. So, I think that's great. What I'm also going to be starting up over there is right after clogging, I am going to be doing a beginner line dance class. So, at 7 p.m. on Mondays, starting in August, will be absolute beginner line dance class. And I'm hoping that we have enough people to eventually at 7:30 do an intermediate line dance class. So we're going to find out if we have that. But first, I'm going to just try to cultivate a group of beginners because I know there's a lot of people out there who are intimidated to come to class when there's other people that already know a whole bunch of dances. So there you go. So we'll have clogging at 6 to 7, and then 7 to 7:30 we'll have beginning line dance. Another series that's starting back up, and I'm super excited because I went to this last time and I got so much out of it. I didn't know that, like, I could use this other IP to like surf on my phone and not have other things know where I am. Just there's so, it was interesting because Laverne had interviewed Nick, the patient phone expert, and, he was talking about the class and he just kept saying, well, it's just basic stuff. It's just basic stuff, is what he kept saying. Well, learning how to like, hide your IP address and different things like that, that wasn't basic. I mean, we learned a ton. So I think it was basic to him because he's a phone expert. But we all learned a ton in the cell phone class. And it makes your life easier, because guys, that these little computers here, they can do a ton, and we're not using them as much as we could. So Nick's class is going to be, we changed the time so other people can now go. It is going to be 12:45 to 2 p.m. on Thursdays. So there are 4 Thursdays in August, 6th, 13th, 2027. And so 12:45 to 2 is going to be his class. If you can't make it for all of it, because I know some people were interested and they are on a lunch break, if you can just come 12:45 to 1:45, that's fine. You don't have to stay for the whole thing, just bring your list of questions. That's what we did last time is we had everybody that showed up for class had their list of questions and we just went knocking off of those. And what's great is oftentimes someone else has the same question. So you just listen and you hear. And also, like, maybe you have an iPhone, but your family member has an Android. It's great to be able to learn both. It's like speaking another language. Because the phones are very different, but a lot of the functions are the same. It's just the way to go about it. Kind of like political parties. We all want the same thing. We just have different ways to go about it. Same thing with your cell phones. So I highly recommend Nick's class. It is a 4-week series. The classes are $20 a class, or you can get all 4 classes for $49. So that is a rockin' deal. And take advantage of it and forward this to your friends. Like, y'all have friends who ask you a million questions about their phone. I'm probably one of them, but and of course, elderly, they could really, really use this as well because it's so easy for them to accidentally click on a website and get scammed big time. And so he went over a lot of privacy stuff on the phones and a lot of security. He checked every single phone multiple times and said, "Oh, you're wide open here. You need to, put on this safeguard or whatever." Like it was wonderful. So I hope you guys will take advantage of that. All right. Cell phone 101 is what that is called with Nick, the patient phone expert. Something that's coming up that's absolutely free. We had Pat Samler come to the well a few Saturdays ago now, I guess, and she did a free homeopathy class. And it was awesome. I know Linda went to it. We all learned a ton. I already knew some stuff because I'm already a client of Pat's, and so are my dogs, all 3 of them. And she has saved me a lot of money and a lot of heartache by just giving them these little pellets that are natural and cheap and fix them quickly. And so if that sounds like a good deal to you, definitely get out to her class. Also, I know some people who have headaches. like Pat was explaining the reason why she got into homeopathy. She used to have migraines all the time. Well, guess what? She doesn't have them anymore. And the other day, I actually had a headache. It was a bad headache, but I never get headaches like ever. I've had one migraine in my life, and headaches, I probably only get about 5 a year. I'm very blessed in that sense. But when I get one, it's like, oh. Anyway, I had a headache the other day and I was like, oh, was it belladonna? I forget what it was, but I went on my little cheat sheet and I looked it up. I'm like, okay, and I took it. Sure enough, they went away my headache. So, um, this homeopathy class, I highly recommend it. She also got into it because she's a grandma, and she said, I don't want parents and grandparents to, have to be stressed out, that taking care of their kids or their grandkids. I want them to know that there are options out there that are a lot less money, but also way more effective. That's the most important thing, is way more effective, and that they're natural. If you OD on this stuff, it's not, it's no big deal. These are natural things. So anyway, I asked her, I said, Pat, some people didn't get to come, and we had a full house and it was great. But I had several people, some people were out of the country, that said, oh, is she going to do another one? Well, I asked her yesterday and she said yes. So the new day, which I'm going to take it again because every time I hear this woman talk, I learn something. Saturday, August 8th. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday, 3 o'clock to 4:30. So it's a pretty good time, because if you have activities in the morning or activities at night, this kind of, you can still get to this. So it's going to be free, but you do need to register, because she does bring little booklets and things for people. And so again, this Discover Homeopathy class will be Saturday, August 8th, 3:30. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 o'clock to 4:30 at Well in the Square. And it will be in the storefront space, because the back space is a Seventh day Spanish church. So if you're looking for a Seventh day Spanish church, there you go. Otherwise, you're going to want to come to the front. And again, you can either private message me or Well in the Square, or you can go ahead and stop in Crossroads, which, by the way, has so many fabulous things. I was walking in there yesterday. I'm like, how do they keep getting all these brand new gifts? If you need a gift for someone, you better go into Crossroads, because they really do have a great, great selection. Anyway, Pat's Facebook page is Graceful Healing Homeopathy. So anyways, I got a post on my Facebook page about that. And so there you go. Scrolling down on my Facebook page, we have Enrich Your Life, classes for learning, creativity, and wellness. So just a reminder, we have a lot of other things like card making, marriage enrichment, sewing. And so sometimes these series will maybe be passed, but we do also do private sessions. So that's what's really cool. Line dance, already told you guys, beginning and intermediate. Card making, there is a watercolors class coming up. And I'll see if Linda can look that up and see when the watercolors class is, because I know it is in August and it is on a Saturday, but I will have Linda look up and see which Saturday that is. I want to say it's August 25th, but let me see if that's a Saturday. It's not. So watercolor card making is either on the 22nd or the 29th, but Linda will look that up. Good. She's got one of the brochures right there. Thank you, Linda, so much. 22nd. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So on the 22nd, and what time? 12 o'clock. What time? We're going to find out the time on that. I think it is 12 to 1:30, but I'm not sure. We're going to find out what time it is. Linda's on a delay, so that's why she'll get that message in a second. She's awesome. She's out there. 10 a.m. to 11:30. Okay, so 10 a.m. to 11:30 is the watercolor card making class, and it's only $20, and she supplies everything. So I'm excited to do that class. And the one thing, I'll take that, Linda. um, the one thing is, cards are something that, you can always use them, right? And there's so much more personal when you give somebody a card that you have made, because thank you so much. I really need to come more prepared, but today was a little crazy. This is the brochure. It's going to be updated this week, because summer is going away and fall is coming. So we're going to get a new brochure. But right now, this is where we have a lot of the classes that are still coming. And so, yes, that is in here. And oh, yeah. So watercolor class, make sure you get signed up because, again, she supplies everything for you. So she wants to have enough kits prepared for y'all. So I would just going to say with most of the Whale in the Square classes, it's always good to RSVP. The only thing I'd say is really not that important is line dance because we're always going to have people there and I don't have to prepare, little kits for you. It's just, there's your floor. So, but all the other classes, we do appreciate you letting us know if you're coming and if you're bringing friends or whatever. So watercolor card making, always unique and customized, have a card ready for any occasion, saves time and money. That's true. $20 Saturday, August 22nd, 10 a.m. to 11:30. And I love Carla's craft classes. They are wonderful. All right. I am going to take a little break here for a second and get a drink. Let me see here. I am going to do a little, here we go. All right. Miss Linda, can you come in for a second? I'm going to have Linda come and help me. Got a tickle in my throat, and I'm going to need her to talk a little bit. So come on in, Miss Linda. While she makes her way in, I will also just let you know that you can get the Robertson County Connection in your mailbox, guys, in your mailbox every single week. And that is so cool. You know me, Retro Lee Marie. There's some stuff, yeah, they have an electronic version on online, but you know what? It's just awesome also to be able to have a a newspaper. So I'm going to have Linda talk for a minute while I go take a quick break, and you can talk about anything you want, Miss Linda. All right. She's like looking at me like, all right, do you need, here, oh, you have this. You can find some, oh, you know what? Linda has taken so many of Carla's classes on journals and card making. So I'm going to have her tell you about Carla's craft classes.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Carla is amazing, and she is so patient and so kind. Her philosophy is you can't make a mistake because it can always be fixed. And believe me, I have to fix a lot of my crafts. But you wouldn't know it when she tells you the fixes. I'm excited about the watercolor class. I do a lot of card making, and I've not done the watercolor yet, so I'm excited about that class. In fact, I had a call yesterday for somebody that needed personalized cards
Oh my goodness.
that I'm working on for
Oh,
someone yesterday because our local places that used to carry crafts no longer carry them. So she called me from home
Mm.
and asked me would I make personalized cards. Like she wanted a thank you card predominantly with butterflies. And she needed a man's birthday card.
Oh my gosh.
So and it's so much cheaper. Really, you get an awesome card, and it's so much cheaper than going to Walgreens and buying a Hallmark card.
Mm-hmm.
I went with a friend of mine the other day to Walgreens to get an anniversary card, and the cards are like $7.
Oh my goodness.
And you can get a homemade personalized card for that.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that's interested in that class should take it, and any other classes that Carla takes. She also teaches sewing, which I am not a seamstress, and that is not my thing. But she's awesome at it, and she's had her people make great projects. And I made at least one project, even though sewing is not my thing, and it was awesome. She's a great teacher.
I love what you said about nothing is a mistake, because what I have found actually is oftentimes when I have made these little boo-boos and she's showed me how to cover them up, they've actually came out better,
Right.
than the other ones that didn't have boo-boos. So, she just takes something and just makes it wonderful.
Who could think of taking a the core out of a roll of toilet paper and making something out of it.
Uh-huh.
Carla.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, she does things that are amazing.
Yeah. She is awesome. And I do want to thank her. She came last Saturday and did a free tips for homeschoolers. And so she actually talked with a couple different families and gave them some wonderful advice. I loved hearing it as well. Even though I'm not homeschooling anyone, it was so helpful. Just the things that she said. Like one of my favorite things is she was talking to, I think, a lady that had 4 or 5 kids. And Carla said, well, that's what I had too. And she said, I started every day. They had a farm. Carla had a farm at that time. She said they first went out and did outside chores, and then they came in and did their inside chores before we started homeschooling. And a lot of that already, was teaching them things, but it also, gave them that responsibility and the chores. And I mean, her kids now, they're all very successful and very self-motivated. And so the mom said, "Oh, really? You can have them do chores every day?" And she's like, "Absolutely. Outside chores and inside chores." And I think today a lot of kids, I'm not an expert, but it seems that, some kids kind of have life a little bit too easy and
Right.
don't get chores.
Right. Who would have thought that chores was part of homeschooling? But
Mhm.
when you think about it,
Mhm.
it's part of growing up. It's part of growing up, and it's part of life.
Mhm.
And you learn life skills as well as educational
Mhm.
things.
Yeah.
So,
And it makes you not lazy.
right.
I think about this one person that I dated way back a long time ago in my teens. And he had life very easy, and so he's a spoiled brat, and he wasn't fun to be around. His friends, they're all like, he's just used to having everything done for him. And so the thing is that, you know, chores are good. Responsibility is good. You need to instill that early.
Well, I have to say, on a personal note,
Hmm.
I have a great nephew, and is he spoiled? Yes. But he is thoughtful, he's kind, he's in college now. And of course, his parents pay for college and all of these things. But he told his dad that he wanted to get a job so he would have extra money in order to do things with his friends.
Hmm.
Even though they give him money to do those things,
Mm.
he wanted a job
Oh, that's good.
to make his own money and do what he wanted to do with it.
Awesome. Very cool.
So
So he was raised right.
I was very proud.
Very
I was very
proud.
proud of him. Even though he's spoiled, he
Hmm.
still has ethics.
Hmm.
And that's the thing that parents, I wonder how many parents actually teach their children that.
Mm. Well, and it's so different now because, a lot of parents are, like they're both working, and so a lot of stuff just doesn't get taught. Like I know I was, you know, at home a lot by myself because, my father passed when I was 5 and then my mom worked.
Right.
And there was a lot of things that I didn't learn. Like I was really happy Stacy from Crossroads recently did a teen what was it called? Life skills, I
Life
think, for
skills.
teens, teaching people how to introduce themselves and how to, maintain eye contact and a lot of ethics type of things. And
Right.
it was very great class. Matter of fact, I think I should talk to her and have her do another one of those because they all loved it. The kids loved it and the parents loved it too.
Well, there are a lot of adults that could use that class
Mhm.
too.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. There are. Excellent point. And so I'm glad you reminded me about that because that is something that we could have back. And I also want to say, like, if there is something that Wellness Square is not teaching and you want to see them teach it, by all means, reach out because we have a lot of talented people who are helping out there now, because they believe in the mission, and our mission really is to make people happy and healthy.
Right.
And a lot of that is it comes through connecting with other humans.
Mhm.
So many hours of people's time are on these phones, on the tablets, on the computers, on the TVs, and those aren't real humans.
Well, and I think that people that don't work, that can volunteer,
Mm.
I think that's a wonderful attribute
Mhm.
because
Excellent.
so many people need help, and
Mhm.
it makes you feel good to be able to help someone and volunteer and do things to help others.
Mhm.
You know,
That is a good point. I'm glad you brought up volunteering because, I'll let you guys know about a pro secret here, right? When you volunteer for people, you actually are the one that gets blessed.
that's that's true.
Every job that I've had that I've been a volunteer at has been just a blessing to me. And you go into it thinking like, well, who can I bless? Who needs my help? And you're like, well, I'm going to give of myself and do this, Tuesdays and Thursdays or whatever. But once you start giving of yourself, you are the one that gets more of the blessing. I've seen it.
And I am so blessed to be here. I volunteer to help Lee Marie on Wednesdays. And I have met the most wonderful people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very blessed to have the opportunity to meet these people.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm not from this area.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really a blessing for me.
Right. Same here with me when I started, and I was helping Laverne, because I saw a need. I was like, you want me to help you? And I help schedule people and blah, blah, blah. It was just many, many years ago. And she's like, yeah, come on in. And same thing. I met so many people. And then, of course, now this show, blossomed out of that.
Well, I'm a people person.
Mhm.
And, I don't like to be alone.
Mhm.
I like to be around other people. So, you'd be surprised how many blessings you can get by doing that.
Right. And that's a great, great point. And we all need each other. We all have something that we can help with. That's a really beautiful thing. And the Lord sometimes, if you have a certain need, just be praying specifically. I was doing that. I was like, Lord, I need someone to help me with this or with that. And all of a sudden, people will drop from the sky. I'm like, thank you, Lord. This is straight from heaven. Another thing straight from heaven I have to mention because people can still join this Saturday, and that is our Heart to Heart Marriage Series. And Sheila Bird and David Bird are doing that. It started last Saturday with just an intro class, so you can still join this Saturday. It was so much fun. We laughed so hard. And so this can be 5 p.m. to 6:30 at Well in the Square in the ballroom. So go through Crossroads, go to the back ballroom. And it is only $59 per couple, and there are still 5 weeks left. And the last week is a date night finale. So what an amazing way to just sow into your marriage and have a great date night. So I hope you guys will take advantage of that marriage workshop with the Birds because it is fabulous. I'm scrolling down on my Facebook page. There is a link to the sign language book that we're going to be using for class. And, I'm so happy that at the last Pray for TN event, we had several of us that were able to sign Amazing Grace. And I'm just so excited that we're growing the deaf awareness community here, And I was thinking about that too. When I watch people signing songs, you get so much more out of the definition of everything, Like at church, sometimes I like to sit in the sections where they're signing, right? And like Jesus, this is a sign for Jesus, the two piercings of his hands. And so when you watch those songs and you see the signing, it's like it's so much more detail and description. So anyways, I highly recommend everybody learn sign language. You never know when you want to use it. And it's all ages. We started to say 12 and up, but then we realized that some of the kids that wanted to take the class, they wanted to take it so that they could communicate with their siblings who were deaf. And those kids that were under 12 that were in the first levels, they were more serious students than the adults. So I'm just saying now, you know what? All ages,
right?
Because if you're in there, you're a serious student. There's,
kids are so flexible.
Oh yeah, they learn so fast.
They do. They learn fast. They soak it up.
Definitely. All right. Let's see. Purpose Life had a fabulous message last Sunday. Did you not love that message?
Every message. He is an amazing preacher. He makes things real. He talks about real life things, and it's a great church to attend.
And I think 10:30 is their service times.
It is.
Yeah, I loved it. It was really a lot about forgiveness and just all about just, kicking our butt to do the right thing. And I was just inspired.
Yeah.
I really was. So thank you, Pastor Arlen. He is over at Purpose Life Church, which is 805 Memorial Boulevard, I believe. But you'll know there's a bunch of U-Hauls in the parking lot. Just look for the U-Hauls. All right, let me get back to calendar stuff here. So today is the 29th. And so, yes, feel free to. Oh, yes, thank you. Um, Tomorrow is Thursday, the 30th. Okay, 31st, nothing's going on that I know of. Okay, so the 1st of July, 1st of August, of course, the GOP has their monthly potluck breakfast over at Purpose Life, and that starts at 8:30 is the breakfast, 9 o'clock is the program. I do want to say early voting, I believe, is still on. I don't know what the deadline for early voting is, but I do know that next week is the election. So let's see. So Saturday is the first. Oh, Reagan Day is coming up. So the annual Reagan Day is actually Tuesday, August 4th, and that's 6 p.m. over at the center. And I heard that there's going to be a straw poll for governor. There's a few different folks running for that. So the annual Reagan Day dinner is August 4th, which is soon. That is this Tuesday. Wow. Um, and then this coming Thursday, August 6th, is the actual election. So I know everybody's like used to elections being on Tuesdays. This one is on Thursday. So you want to make sure you get that on your calendar as well. And then, of course, that Thursday is such a big day at Wellness Square because things start. The sign language class starts, the both levels, 3:30 and 6. Nick's cell phone class starts. Just a lot of things are going to be on Thursdays because we're just finding that is a great day that people are like, they're ready for stuff. The first of the week, they're kind of like, oh, kind of getting going. But now the Friday, the 7th, is First Friday Market. So that's always fun. And I think Encore is the band, or is it Entice? I'll have to look it up on Entice or Encore. I'm not sure. Anyways, a good band is going to be there this coming, so a week from this Friday. And that is August 7th, First Friday Market in downtown Springfield. And you know what, guys? We have a piano now at the well that's right inside the door. I don't know if you've seen it yet. You
No.
haven't. Okay. Beautiful piano. I love it. And it was all tuned up and everything. And so I was thinking, you know what, for the First Friday Market, it might be kind of fun to like open up the well doors like beforehand, like at 5 to 6 or something when people are just arriving, and have someone be playing it or playing songs that we can all sing to or something. So if you like to play the piano, especially if you know some like hymns and different things, just fun songs too, I'd love to start like a little informal sing along 5 to 6. So I'm just kind of putting that idea out there since we have a piano that is just like right there practically on the.
See, that's what we're talking about, volunteer, and think of all the people that you're going to meet at Friday Market.
There you go. Yep. 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 Very good. Okay. And then that next Saturday, the 8th, is when Pat's class is going to happen, 3 o'clock to 4:30. Make sure you get signed up for that. So August has a lot of stuff. The 10th is the Tennessee Firearms Association, and that is always fun. We always have a great potluck. And then a speaker that has something to do with either self-defense or, the current laws or just helpful stuff with survival.
I have heard some amazing speakers there. They're
Oh.
great. Um, Especially I like the guy that talked about home defense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
He's awesome.
he is. Matter of fact, we need to have him for like a class because I know he said he would do a
Oh.
group class.
Yeah.
A training, like, oh yeah. So we got it. Thanks for reminding me. Please remind me again. All right. I would like to mention our friends over at Southside because they have been one of our sponsors from the first day. And, they're not just pharmacy. They also have other things there. And the thing that I really love about is being able to just pull up and go in. There are big parking lots on the other places when you need to go to a pharmacy, but Southside Drug, you can just pull right up and go in, which is so great. It's right there on Main Street, conveniently located. The people are very friendly in there. Their hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's so important, guys, to shop local. We love these mom and pop type of businesses in our city, and that makes us, special. Our downtown is so amazing, but we need to support these types of businesses. So get into Southside and tell them Lee Marie sent you. Check out their stuff. And like I said, they do have some gifts as well as just pharmacy stuff. I got my compression stockings there. So anyways, there you go. Southside Drug Co. is one of our sponsors. Also, I do want to mention Coldstream. Have you guys been seeing all of those amazing pictures on Facebook. They posted so many from their last summer camps that just ended, and it just looks like so much fun. I mean, what a beautiful camp and beautiful people, and people were just having a blast. They did so many great things. So you need to get on the books now for next year, especially if you're going to be renting that whole campground for your church or your organization. You can go to their website, coldstreamchristiancamp.org. Again, that's coldstreamchristiancamp.org. And check out their Facebook page, because like I'm looking at it right now. There's videos of the kids dancing and being at the campfire and petting animals. Just so many fun, exciting things that Coldstream does. They are here in Adams, guys. It is Robertson County, 4730 Goodman Road. Arrange for a tour if you haven't seen it, because even if you're having like a little ladies retreat, they've got did you go with us to see the little places that they have for?
No, I've
Okay.
not been
All
to
right.
Coldstream.
We have to
I
go.
want to.
All right, let's make a date of that to go, because I want you to see, because we could do like a little craft. Like there's this one house, I think it holds like 15, we could do a little craft retreat there. Wouldn't that
would
be fun?
Yeah.
All right. So their phone number is 615-696-2208. Again, that's 615-696-2208. Be sure to tell them Lee Marie sent you. All right, Miss Linda, we got 10 minutes left. Is there anything in particular that you want to talk about?
Well, you've covered a multitude of subjects today.
I do know that Statement's coming to town.
Oh,
And we always love to go to that.
that's true.
So Statement is coming. So it is going to be in August. And I'm trying to find the dates real quick. Oh, here we go. It's going to be the second week of August. So I believe the first day of shopping, or like the early bird shopping, I think is on August 11th. Yeah, the pre-sale. Pre-sale is August 11th, which
So
is a Tuesday.
those of you that know Lee Marie knows that she's going to lasso everybody she can to help her get ready for this.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I love it.
I know we laugh when we're doing all of the
So what it is, guys, if you haven't ever
preparations.
heard of Statement, and it's MINT, is you get to do a consignment. It's a pop-up consignment thing. It's going to be at the fairgrounds. And there's like, I don't know how many people put their stuff in there, like over 100.
Yeah.
And everybody's limited to put 200 pieces. So you can only put 200 pieces in. And then like if you are a vendor, then you get to go in early, and you get to give your friend a pass to go in early. And that's when you get the rockinest deals ever.
Lee Marie and I went in the early bird, and the last thing in the whole world I need are clothes. And I could not resist some of those. I mean, the prices
They were designer stuff
amazing.
too. They were like $5, for these designer clothes. So it was super fun. And then the last day, everything's 50%. Well, most of the stuff is 50% off. You have to look at the tag and see if it says discount or not. If it says discount, then that means you get it for 50% off. And so just some great deals there. And I'm actually working 3 shifts there this time.
Yeah.
I never had worked a shift there until last year, and it was so much fun. But of course, I found stuff on my shift, and I told them, I'm like, you didn't tell me we were allowed to look at stuff when we were working. I was like, I thought I was done, and like, look at, this was kind of funny. They're like, aha, yeah. They said that's one of our, our little tricks. The more people that work, the more people that buy stuff.
And Lee Marie volunteered for the last day for the 50% off.
Yeah, I was
day.
there. I was there. Anyways, so that's going to be a fun thing, especially if you want to get some good deals on school clothes, maybe. Now, this is only adult clothes, so ladies and gentlemen, and then accessories and shoes. So there's no kiddo stuff, although some kids fit in adult clothes now. So if you're looking for some back to school clothes, that could be an option for you. Okay. And then just a reminder, get signed up for Carla's watercolor class. That is on Saturday, August 22nd, 10 a.m. to 3:30. All right. And so there's lots of stuff. You can go to Well in the Square Facebook page. Matter of fact, if you have ever taken a class at Well in the Square, I'd love for you to go on and leave a review so that people know your experience with either one of the craft classes or one of the exercise classes. And then also, like I said, please let me know if there's something that we are not offering. I'm going to go over to the Lee Marie page now. I was on the Well in the Square. I'm going to go to the Lee Marie page and see, because I know that there's some other stuff coming. Of course, we all had a blast at the rodeo on Saturday. If you weren't there, you missed it, because it was a very good time. The rodeo is always fun.
And I do encourage anyone that thinks of a class that they would like to have
Hmm.
to email Lee
Yeah.
Marie
Yeah.
and tell her, and she can see what she can work out and how much the
Interest. Yeah.
interest people have
Well, and
in
that's
having a
exactly
class.
how sign language started.
Right.
I was in a line dance class, and someone said, "Why don't you teach ASL? Because I know some teachers that really need to learn it." We're like, "All right, done." And now it's just blooming, and it's so much fun. Okay, there is something I wanted to mention. It is called Back to School with Jesus Day. Epiphany is doing this. Epiphany is the church that's just behind the center in Springfield. And so this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is when they're doing this fun day. It says of faith, fun, fellowship, and learning. So it says, join us as we kick off the new school year by putting Jesus at the center of everything. Kids will enjoy an exciting day filled with music, games, Bible lessons, crafts, activities, lunch, and lots of fun while learning how to encourage, help, and share with others. So, based on the theme and activities from your VBS curriculum, the focus will be on living out God's love through kindness and generosity. And so, they are going to have, oh my gosh, interactive games, crafts, hands on activities, a backpack giveaway for some, and then just a whole bunch of fun activities. So that is over at Epiphany Church. That is located at 211 First Avenue West in Springfield. It's called Back to School with Jesus Day. And I did post that on the Lee Marie Facebook page so that you could find it easily. And I think that's awesome. You know,
I do too. I
I,
think that God should be back in the schools.
Mhm.
I think the Pledge of Allegiance and prayers should be back in the schools.
Amen.
My personal opinion. I know there are people that don't agree with me, but that's their problem.
And yeah. So also there was something, oh yeah. I posted Dr. Andrew Fujita on my Facebook page, and I said I highly recommend him. His website is drdrewfujita.com, and Fujita is spelled Fujita. And no, he's not in this state. However, he does phone consultations, and he has different tests that he can run for you. He has a really extensive survey that you can fill out and fax back to him or text back to him. But also, he has some other tests that he can do. He is about 20 years ahead of any doctor that I have met so far. He when he looks at these tests, when normal doctors would just look at this much data, he looks at this much, you know.
And wasn't he the one that helped Stephen so
Yes,
much
yes, he is
when he
helping
was sick?
Stephen tremendously.
Yes.
He ran some tests that, other doctors don't even know what they are. And he is a functional, Andrew Fujita is a functional healer and uses nutrition and a lot of things that, he's a Christian. And I highly recommend it, especially if there's somebody out there that has some medical issue that they can't get to the bottom of it. They keep going for more tests, or you keep having to get the same prescription over and over. A lot of these pharmaceuticals, the reason why you have to keep getting them over and over is because they don't heal you. They're masking symptoms. If it healed you, you wouldn't be on it for life.
Right.
Why not go to somebody who can get you off of all pharmaceuticals and on to stuff that will really actually get to the root of things. We have some people locally that are doing this. But Andrew Fujita, and I really think that one of the reasons, is he actually isn't married, doesn't have kids, and so he actually just has the time to pour into all of the research, and he's brilliant. And I met him about 20 years ago, and at that time he would talk about stuff, and I'd say, "Pff, yeah, yeah. I didn't believe him, but I tell you what, everything that he said is like, now I see like, oh, now everybody's talking about it. So he literally, I think, is about 20 years ahead of anybody. He's not a sponsor on this show, but he's just someone that I want to share with you because I would love to see people get healed completely in a natural way, and there's several ways that we can go about that. I mean, obviously homeopathy is another way, the same type of thing, using things on God's green earth that he put here, because our bodies are meant to be able to heal without strange chemicals that have other side effects.
Yeah. And I was very enlightened at Pat's class that I
Oh,
went
that's right,
to.
you were there.
I was. And she told me, I mean, I listened to some of the things that she talked about that I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So th- that's a great class, and I understand that this one's free. So if you would be foolish to pass up going to this class.
Thank you for reminding me. I have the book here, and she gave everybody this little pamphlet. Normally, she charges for the class, but this she had given everybody this homeopathy booklet, which is very helpful. And yeah, the cool thing about, and you might think like, well, are these things that you ordered? You know, how much are they? Well, that's the crazy thing. Like, I am really building my homeopathy basket. You know, and these little pellets that you put under your tongue to dissolve. Most of them are in these vials that cost about $10, and you can get them on Amazon.
Right.
So like when I talk to Pat and I say, "Oh, my dog's doing this, or my husband's doing this, or we got this going on," she'll say, well, actually she'll ask me a million questions first because she wants to make sure she is getting the exact correct diagnosis. But then she'll say, "Well, I think you should try, you know, Ledum or Belladonna or Apis or whatever, Arnica, whatever it is." I go on my, you know, my Amazon, and like the next day it's on my doorstep, right? And for $10, you know, instead of making a vet bill, you know, a vet visit.
$100 vet
Mm-hmm.
vet visit.
Vet visit.
That
That's
was not easy to say.
So anyways, yeah, we highly encourage you to take Pat's class, because who doesn't want to save money and time and heartache?
Right.
Anyways, it's 9 o'clock already. I don't know how that happened, but it did. This is my last show in July. Did I have you worried for a second? No. She knew it wasn't my last show period. Anyways, guys, I hope to see you guys out and about, because that's the thing, guys. Remember, tell people, call them up and say, "Hey, I want to go. I don't want to go by myself. What time can I pick you up? I'll pick you up at 3, okay?" Say that kind of stuff, guys. Don't just be like, "You want to go?" And then they'll say no. Like, most people don't want to go. If they haven't been somewhere before, they're like, "No." But just be like, "Hey, I want to go to this. I don't want to go by myself. I'm going to pick you up at 3, all right? I'll be at your house at 3. Should I pick you up at your house?"
How many times have you said, no, I don't really want to go, but you did anyway
Mhm.
and had a wonderful time?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes people, like, they don't wanna they think they're being, like, you know, a bother to get picked up or whatever, and it's like, "Pff, whatever, like, it's not that hard," you know? Just be like, "Hey, should I pick you up at home or work, or where will you be at 3?" You know, just do it, guys. Get out there, become a friend, be a friend, right?
Right.
All right, we all need each other, we need connection. A lot of people go awry because they're not connected enough, you know? So I just pray that all of you will do that and reach out to people, love them, get them healthy, get them happy, get them to me, get them to the well. It's hard to go to the well and not be happy.
That's right.
We play really fun music. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Thank you, Linda, for helping me out. I did have a guest scheduled and they had an emergency, so I'm so glad that Linda was able to help me out. Oh, I do have a favor, y'all. Share the show. Okay, this station is faith-based, so Facebook isn't going to just like willy-nilly post our show. So we rely on you. So if you heard anything at all, and I'm sure there's something in here that would be useful to somebody you know, somebody you care about, please share the show. Send it to them on a text or on Messenger, because even if you just okay, so it's 9 o'clock here. You can talk to this person. Okay. And Linda's going to talk to that person that just called me. So it is time to sign off, guys. I'm so glad you joined me. And this has been 1100 WSGI. This has been Lee Marie with The Go Show. And oh, yes, we will have a First Friday show coming up. Remember, we do Health Freedom Fridays. And so that is going to be, let me check my calendar. That is August 7th. So August 7th, we will have a special edition Go Show at 8 o'clock. And then, of course, August 7th is also First Friday Market. So I hope that you will all tune into both of those things. Make it a great day. God bless. You've been listening to 1100 WSGI.